Welcome to the Equipped Disciple channel. My name is Rick McClatchy. I will be your host. We are here to be and to make disciples of Jesus, and we do that through daily devos, through Sunday sermons, and through other discipleship resources. We are here to equip you to be an equipped disciple. All right, welcome into another day of your daily devos. I'm Pastor Rick, and we are jumping into Proverbs chapter 12, verses 1 through 8. We covered verse 1 yesterday. We're going to talk about it a little bit today too, because it's just so good. But if you want to jump back, it's about a 3.5 minute video. You can watch yesterday's, just full of fun and of course insight. It's so good. But wickedness versus righteousness is going to be kind of the topic today. And so we're going to jump in and take a look at what these verses have to say as we continue our way through the book of wisdom, the book of Proverbs. All right, verse 1, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but one who hates correction is stupid. One who is good obtains favor from the Lord, but he condemns a person who schemes. Apparently the Lord likes you to just, act right? Like do the right thing, choose the right thing. Don't be a schemer. Don't be a devious, that kind of, he condemns a person that does that. No one can be made secure by wickedness, but the root of the righteous is immovable. Come on now. No one can be made secure by wickedness, but the root of the righteous is immovable. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown, but a wife who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. Rottenness in your bones sounds like a bad situation, so you should always try to avoid things that cause rottenness in the bones. So let's just discipline and correction. Learn to love them both. And it's not really an easy task. Am I right? I mean, because the Bible even says, on the front side of discipline, everybody pretty much hates it because it's painful, because it hurts, because it's rough, it's not the feel good part, but that latter part of discipline, the reward part of discipline is the part that everybody loves, right? It's the part that everybody wants. So discipline and correction, they really flow hand in hand. Yesterday on the Devo, we talked about correction and feedback. Being a person who seeks out feedback, who seeks out correction to just make sure that you're at the top of your game, that you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing, that you're not faltering, that you're not falling down. So be a person that loves both discipline and correction. Really, discipline is kind of like the ability to apply the things that came out in the feedback session that you got, right? So all of your correction comes out, and then you're able to actually act on it, to actually put it into practice. That would be the discipline aspect of it, being disciplined to make sure that you're executing on what you're supposed to be doing. No security in wickedness, and the righteous are immovable. This really just started to jump out at me in these first 8 verses of chapter 12, is just this juxtaposition of wickedness and righteousness, and how big of a difference it seems to make in your life. I mean, verse 2 doesn't specifically say those words, but it still applies. The one who is good obtains favor from the Lord. So, I mean, who in this room, wants favor from the Lord? Put me on that list. I'd like some favor from the Lord, because, man, you got the favor of the Lord upon you, man, you can accomplish a lot of great stuff. But the one who condemns he condemns a person who schemes. Don't be a schemer. Don't be an evil, wicked, conniving kind of a person. Be a person of integrity. Be a person that says what they're going to do and then does what they said they were going to do. Be a person of your word. And then verse 3 is the one we were just referencing. No one can be made secure by wickedness, but the root of the righteous is immovable. When you build your life on righteousness, when you build your life on actually doing the right things, it makes your life so secure and steady. Now, again, it's a righteousness that is built on Christ, not a self-righteousness where you're trying to just be the best, version of yourself, yes, you should try to be the best version of yourself. But when we base it solely on ourselves and it's just this self-improvement game, well, then we're going to miss the big picture, and honestly probably end up more like a schemer than like a righteous person or like a good person that's obtaining favor from the Lord, just because you got to watch out for that, just that flesh, that human nature piece where it's like, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's the same kind of thing, when you get a little bit too focused on yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, then a lot of times you can take that too far and you can end up into being a self-centered, self-absorbed kind of person. And it doesn't work out well, because we see that the wicked are, it's impossible for them to be made secure, but the root of the righteous is immovable. Righteousness produces stability in people's lives, and that's what we want to see for sure in people's lives. No security in wickedness, and the righteous are immovable. Now it talks about noble character is the defining factor of a good wife. It's not good looks, it's not income level, it's not any of those kinds of things. It is noble character, a woman that is who she says she is and follows through on things and honors. And I mean, like, that is what defines a good wife. Probably goes the same for husbands. No, I mean, like, this is, it only mentions the wife angle, but how many believe that having a, for all you women out there, having a husband of noble character, probably pretty important. And I think that a husband who causes shame is like rottenness in her bones, right? So like, I think it's pretty easy for it to go both directions. But just noting that the defining characteristic of a good wife is the character, the inside piece. And sometimes, young people can often miss this part of the puzzle because they get distracted by other things that the culture around us tries to tell us is important. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be, physically attracted to your future spouse. That's obviously a great thing. But when it is the primary measurement, then you are going to run into problems if you don't have the character to uphold that whole situation. You will run into rottenness in the bones kind of a problem. So, noble character, defining factor of a good wife. And then verse 5, the thoughts of the righteous are just, but guidance from the wicked is deceitful. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright rescues them. The wicked are overthrown and perish, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man is praised for his insight, but a twisted mind is despised. A man is praised for his insight, but a twisted mind is despised. Once again, talking about the words that come out of the mouth of the wicked. Like, let's look at it again. The words of the wicked are a deadly ambush, but the speech of the upright rescues them. So again, just talking about the power of the words of our mouths and paying attention to what comes out of our mouths, and also then recognizing that our mouths are an overflow of our heart. And so again, if you have the wrong kind of speech coming out of your mouth, don't just try to control your tongue. I mean, James tells us that controlling the tongue is almost useless, right? It's like impossible to tame the tongue. You have to get God to get control of your heart, to affect your heart, because then better things start coming out of your mouth because there's a better overflow. Amen. So wicked people speak out words that are like an ambush, and righteous or upright people speak words that rescue other people. I don't know about you, but I want to be a rescuer. I want to be a rescuer. I want to put people back into safe places. I want to take people out of danger. So I want to be an upright and righteous person, because I want that to be the testimony of my life. man, just type in rescue in the comments if you agree with that one. Like if that's you want to be an upright, righteous person because you want the words of your mouth to bring rescue to people, type rescue in the comments for me. The wicked are overthrown and the righteous stand firm. The wicked are overthrown and the righteous stand firm. Again, the one that hears the words of Christ and puts them into action, builds his life on the rock, on a firm foundation. The wicked, they either despise the words of Christ or they hear him and push him aside, whatever. Their lives are overthrown. The storm comes and washes that house out to sea. And so we want to make sure that we are building our life on Christ, building our life on him, because he is true righteousness. His righteousness imputed to us, his power in our hearts, transforming who we are so that we can speak words that rescue people rather than ambush people, that we can have a solid foundation, that we can live life securely and not just constantly sliding away, right? So with that, build your life on Christ. God bless you. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.